You're somebody who wagers a lot. Any concern about the integrity of these games that you are wagering on based on what happened with the FBI and the NBA yesterday?
Well, I think you could have asked me that question 15 years ago or 20 years ago when I started betting on sports. And look, I mean, there have been bad actors, dating back to before Christ, after death, shell games. People have been cheating at card games forever. So, I'll say this, and it's a two-part answer. And I'll preface it by saying it would be easy for someone to tell me, well, you're carrying water for the sports book, and I'll be upfront, right?
Yeah.
Part of the reason why I make the money I make is because of my association with BetMGM. Now, Odyssey signs my checks, but look, BetMGM is a presenting sponsor of me and the show. I also get paid separately by BetMGM as an ambassador and to do content for them.
Not enough, in my opinion.
Honestly, I'm pretty happy.
Okay.
I'll take more, but I'm pretty happy. So I guess it would be easy for someone to say, well, of course you're saying what you're about to say. Okay, hear me out now, and when I'm done talking, ask yourself if you agree with me or not. So part one of this will be legalized sports betting unquestionably allows the FBI or sports books to be able to flag things like this happening with Terry, assuming guilt. Things like Terry Rozier, things like Jonte Porter. We had a guy named Jay Croucher on You Better You Bet yesterday, who's a betting analyst for NBC Sports. He's on Sunday Night Football every week. He used to be the head of trading at PointsBet. And he said yesterday on the show, it's annoying, legalized sports betting for people in his old role, because he would get called when an NFL preseason game would move 4 points. Is something happening here? What's going on? He'd be like, well, no, the Cowboys are just benching all their starters. That's what's happening. Legalized sports betting allows bad actors. I feel like I'm the Razzies right now, allows bad actors to be caught and makes it more possible that they're caught. So that would be part one. Part two is the idea, if anyone wants to say this happens because of legalized sports betting, the unsaid implication there is that there was no tomfoolery or malfeasance that ever happened prior to sports betting being legalized, which obviously is not true. People have been cheating forever, whether it's at card games, whether it's shaving points in basketball, whether it's soccer goalies throwing matches, etc. This has been going on forever. It will go on forever. This is human nature. Humans are going to try to skirt issues. Humans are going to try to look for shortcuts and try and make money any way that they can. So, legalized sports betting caused this? Are you an ostrich? Is your head in the sand? You think this never happened prior to sports betting being legalized?
But the other thing would be legalized sports betting helps you catch it. Who said that this is only happening because legalized sports betting?
Well, you haven't heard anyone say that? Anyone say yesterday?
No, it sounds
legalized
like a pretty
sports
big
betting
straw
is the
man.
cause of this. Make it illegal. Didn't hear anyone say that?
I heard people say that they should make betting illegal, but nobody said that I was listening to that had anything that I would listen to them say that stated that this only occurred because we have legalized sports betting. I think that's a pretty big straw.
The potential is
that, Curtis, it's the same thing when you're saying make sports betting illegal versus legalized sports betting cause it. It's the same thing.
No, it's not. You can see that what happened with Shohei was not through legalized sports betting. What happened in this case was largely driven by undercover conversations between an associate of LeBron James and betting with the La Cosa Nostra. I feel like what people are saying when it says we can't have legalized sports betting is that this is impossible to legislate. We shouldn't be having this going on, especially with college athletes 2 days ago being okayed to bet on sports. I feel like that is what people are talking about. It's not A plus B equals C. It's this happened, so we need to reevaluate how we have legalized sports betting.
And how?
What do you mean?
And what are they saying? What is the solution?
Well, for me, if you're asking me, I don't know. There's not been a lot of solutions
I'm not
offered.
asking you personally what the solution is, but what I'm saying, you're saying that no one's saying that, and I'm saying that's categorically false. That lots of people have said it. And I had to do 30 minutes on my show yesterday, which I didn't want to do because I like talking about games. I had to do 30 minutes on my show yesterday talking about this because, I'm getting tons of messages from people do you think is sports betting going to become illegal now? Do you politicians attacking it? People in the media attacking it? Sports betting can't be legal. Prop betting can't be legal. And
I'm
I think
sure in terms of an audience, Nick, I'm sure you had a huge audience. It's good for business in that regard. People were tuning in to hear what you said about it because you're an expert on it.
Well, like, yeah, like that doesn't mean I don't like talking about. I understand that I have to. I'd rather talk about like the Patriots Browns game. I'm not saying it's not an important story, but like you are saying that no one thinks that legalized sports betting is the cause of this or the root of this,
Nick,
and that is absolutely false.
Would you agree that perhaps more people, way more people, notice and wonder if it is sus? Because they are wagering.
You can't use that word. You're too old.
because they are wagering and because they're into it. And so when a flag is thrown or a field goal is missed and it affects the over, like, don't you think that there are more people that are in tune with it? And maybe we were ignorantly or blissfully ignorant of it prior to this?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I think that
I'd agree with that. That's a good, because there's plenty of times to go, oh my God.
But what's like the second part of that though? Like, yeah, of course the answer to that question is yes.
There doesn't have to be anything. I'm just saying that, you know, it's what Curtis is saying, or maybe Curtis isn't even saying it. I just think there is more of an opportunity to make money because of legalized wagering. There is more of an opportunity for those that are going to act in a nefarious way to make money. You used to have to find the bookie or find a mafioso or I think it's easier to do it. It's not a bad thing. Nobody's coming after your salary. I mean, it's
not a bad thing, but it also may help. This was my lead this morning, Nick, that it could help them regulate to make sure that players aren't doing anything illegal. Like before, they could have just done it, and the way in which to do it is go through a bunch of different bookies and they'd never get caught. Now I think it's much easier to catch these guys.
It absolutely is. And like what I would say is so I asked Curtis before, like, what's the solution? I think a fair solution to this would be, I don't think there needs to be, and let's just use the NBA as an example, right? Like, I don't even know if like the Celtics, all the turnover on their roster, who's like the 8th guy on the Celtics now that comes off the bench?
Marty Conlon.
No, I would say the 8th guy. No, he starts. Jesus. I would say, Josh Minot.
Okay, sure. Like, there doesn't need to be a props listed for that player. You don't need props for like the 8th guy off the bench. And you probably shouldn't be allowed to same game parlay, which is like when you multiply it, right? So, there was an instance, I want to say 4 years ago, and I might be getting the details wrong. And I think it was Steve Kerr talking about, like, before a Warriors game, that Draymond Green was going to, like, start. He had, like, a start streak or something. And this happened with Mikal Bridges with the Nets a couple of years ago also. And he said to the media, like, yeah, he's coming in and then he's coming out.
Right.
And, like, for some reason, it didn't get blown up. Like, it would get blown up today in terms of betting stuff. And people were able to same-game parlay all of Draymond's unders and make, like, a ton of money.
Yeah.
Now, Draymond's obviously a star player, but, like, the point kind of holds a little bit, right? If you have the 8th guy off the bench who's not Steph Curry or, Jaylen Brown, where your eyes are on this player all the time. Like, if Jaylen Brown dribbles the ball off his knee 4.5 times, you're going to be like, he's shaving points.
Correct.
Like, he's really good. When you get the Josh Minot, whoever that is, if he does that, you're like, okay, he just sucks.
Well, like I had Luka Garza plus 350 getting concussed the other night, like that, and now I'm
good cash, man.
Now I'm rich.
But Nick,
Greg, are you saying that people in Neshoba thought you were shaving points in high school because you kept dribbling the ball off your leg?
I was actually shaving Italian ice.
Lemon?
Nick, I agree with what you're saying, but the only problem, Terry Rozier was really a starter. You know what I mean? He wasn't a superstar, but he was. He wouldn't fall into your category of like Xavier Tillman or Josh Minot coming off the bench.
You're right. So that's a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. I think that now that this has all happened, there will obviously be a hypersensitivity to this now, where everyone's going to be watching if someone, and like the Rozier clips, I would urge people to find them on social media. It's almost like it's not debatable what he's doing. This is like the Emmanuel Clase, who's like one of the best relievers in baseball for the Guardians, and you see these pitches that he's throwing, and like it's. This is like the micro betting, right? Where this is something that could get regulated, right? And you can make the case for it. First pitch, ball or strike.
He's like
airballing, and he throws it into the ground
like a 4-foot jumper. He's like,
it's really bad. So what I would ask everybody is, like, with this now happening, how likely do you think it is that someone will get away with that, like tonight, if they tried it tonight.
Probably not.
Or tomorrow.
Not likely. Yeah.
I would say it's close to impossible. How do you get away with it now? Now that it's happened and there's film of it? Because now you can match that where if someone does that and you can go to BetMGM or like FanDuel or DraftKings and you can say, okay, like this guy did this and there's a couple specific instances of this player doing this in a game. Was there any suspicious betting activity around this player and their props? It'll be easy to root this stuff out.
All right. How would you wager this Pats-Browns game?
I think the Patriots are going to kill them.
Okay.
I love you.
Yeah. You agree, Scheim?
Yes. But the way I would ask it is, I know the Cleveland Browns defense is a test, but I feel like Drake May is going to pass with flying colors.
Wow. I mean, honestly, Greg, that's it. Like mic drop. Scheim there.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
You practiced that line in the mirror this morning? That was pretty good.
No, I actually came up with it about 30 seconds ago.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
The one thing that the Jim Schwartz defense struggles with is explosive plays down the field and defending them. Drake May is obviously exceptional at that. The Patriots defense has been way better than expected this year. You guys know I love Drake May, and I'm really high on the Patriots. I think the Patriots are going to smoke them. I would only bet New England.
Okay.
Nick, how about this one here? It's the Aaron Rodgers Green Bay Packers Steelers game. How do you like the Steelers at home in this one, even though it looks like they're the dogs in it?
I like the over.
Right.
Total 45.5. I think I'm willing to say that the Steelers defense is just bad. Like it's bad. They were so bad last week against the Bengals. They didn't cover Jamar Chase. I think the defense is not good. And now here's Jordan Love in this explosive Packers offense. Packers will score. You know Rodgers is going to play with piss and vinegar here. Quick game designed by Arthur Smith to mitigate the pass rush of Micah Parsons and company. I think this game goes over the total. Give me over 45.5.
My only concern with that is the officials all took the under.
If that happens, then I'm guessing the game will go under the total.
And Aaron Rodgers says that he has nothing but respect for the Packers organization, and it's not a revenge game for him. So
I have to be honest, Courtney. This like Scarface and Half Baked. I don't know why. I believe him.
What?
Really?
I did too, because when it was the Jets, he outright said yeah, I'm glad I could do this to everybody in that organization.
Everybody hates him because he says what's on his mind. And I'm not saying he's all the things he says are right, but he's not a liar. You can dislike him and hate the things that he says, but he's not a liar. At least in his own head, the stuff that he's saying is true. So I believe him.
Dislike him because he says what he feels? What does that mean?
Of course you can dislike him. You can dislike him for the things that he says. What I'm saying is that I believe that what comes out of his mouth to him is true. So when he says that he has no animosity towards the Packers, I believe him because I think if he did have animosity towards the Packers, he'd say it in some underhanded way.
So you think he has a wife in his own mind?
As a what?
A wife.
A wife.
Nobody's seen her.
Oh yeah, I mean, do you think this is like Manti Te'o?
Yeah, I think that he's
playing all of us.
He's playing all of us. I mean, there's not a single photo of.
Why? Okay, so let me ask. Why would? Okay, so I'm fascinated. Why do you think he'd do that?
I think he likes to troll media, and I think he knows that people have been obsessed with his dating life, whether it was Danica Patrick or Olivia Munn or whoever he was dating.
Jailene Woodley.
Yeah, and now he's just I'm married.
Yeah, married.
So you're saying it's like none of us have met Lauren.
Oh,
I've met Lauren.
That's not true at all. I'm pretty sure all of you have.
Yeah.
But she looks different.
How many of you are going to Scheim's wedding? You'll get the chances. I know Wiggy's
There you
not.
go.
I've met his girlfriend. Oh, his fiance.
I've met Lauren. She's lovely.
If it
She's
comes
way better
out
than
that Aaron Rodgers is trolling, I'll like him even more than I do now. If that's
He's
true.
definitely trolling.
Definitely. I mean, there's not even a blurry photo of him
No.
at dinner with a woman.
right. Courtney can't find
you
the
know
wedding
what?
website.
This is a fair point.
Yeah. And he's just doing it to bust everybody's balls.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to know. Oh, guess what? I got married.
Right.
Oh, my wife is lovely.
Nick, another couple bets before you go.
Okay, let's go to. Let me bring the board up here.
Oh,
Let's
go
see
to
where we're
Cowboys
sitting.
Broncos.
Yeah, so I do like Dallas a little bit. I'd like to get plus 3.5. I don't think that number will last. So if anyone listening or watching, if you like Dallas, and you don't have to like it because I like it, but if you think the Cowboys can keep the game close, you should bet it now. I do think the spread will close 3. It's really and look, they had the explosion in the fourth quarter against my team, which sucked last week, but the Broncos offense is not good. Here's Dak Prescott and the Cowboys offense, which is elite. And I actually, for as good as the Broncos defense is, I trust the Cowboys offense a little bit more. So I do like the 3.5 with Dallas. My favorite bet of the week has to be Carolina. I'd like to get 7.5. That number existed all week. Now we're at 7 at home against Buffalo. I think the Bills, they're not bad because Josh Allen's so good. Like, you can't be bad if you have Josh Allen. Their defense is terrible. And, like, they're not going to get to the Super Bowl. Like, they're not going to win it. Everyone's going to be really disappointed when it happens. The Panthers, you know what the Panthers will do? What the FBI is trying to do to the NBA. They're going to hit him with the Rico Dowdle, Chuba Hubbard. They're going to run all over this Bills defense. Carolina +7 or 7.5 with the red rifle, the ginger, Andy Dalton starting at quarterback.
Nick, as always,
Right.
awesome to have you on.
Good stuff,
and any wishes for us before we go?
Yes, minimal sweats, winning bets, and the absolute very best.